couple of days ago, I talked to a woman from Atlanta who said that Darius Cooks Williams, goes by the alias Darius Cooks, had doxed her. A number of other people have said the exact same thing. Well, a Detroit couple, they say they too have been doxing victims of the Atlanta social media cook. Now, Black entrepreneurs Dawn and Danielle Holland say Williams posted this private photo of their family on his social media. These were posts, and I'll ask in a second where they came from. But again, I asked Darius if he had posted the photo, and he responded that he had not. This is the tweet right here. I said, very easy answer, Darius. Did you post her children? It's either yes or no. He says no. That is a lie. Williams even claimed to have Danielle's social security number. Yeah. I even asked him if the doxing accusations were true. His response, their attempt is laughable. Dawn and Danielle Holland, who don't think this is a laughing matter, join me from the Metro Detroit area. Glad to have both of you. First off, I want to start here, and that is there have been a number of stories, again, that have been done. Folks have made various complaints. The photo that was posted, did either one of you post that on your social media accounts?
The pictures that he posted were, hi Roland, how are you, by the way?
Great.
The pictures that he posted were on my private Facebook page. My Instagram profile is private, and I have never posted those pictures on my Twitter.
Now, when you say private, what that means is, first of all, there is no private page. You can lock it, but people can still join your page, correct?
I mean, to my understanding, you have to send like a friend request or something.
Right.
Yeah, to be able to view your profile and your pictures and stuff like that.
But the reality is that
the
moment you post it is actually public, even though it can be labeled private. But so how long ago was it when he took those photos that were on your Facebook page? And then, and where did he post these images? Because he was angry with you, but he chose to post photos of you and your children. How long ago was that?
So the date was February 16th, to be exact.
What precipitated all of this? Why? What was the anger? What was the drama surrounding this?
Well, his anger was that I was helping to amplify his scams and predatory behavior and doxing of Black women, to be specific. So I took to my Twitter anonymously, and it was anonymous because I know that he's historically, known to dox people and put their private information out there. So I was basically just simply helping to amplify the behavior of a bad actor amongst our community, specifically amongst black women. That's his demographic. So I was taken to my Twitter to retweet, to help spread information, any public documents that were out there regarding him. And for some reason, I was like a needle out of a haystack. He honed in on me. And I guess I was an easy target for him to dox. And that's what he ended up doing.
All right, so what else has been published? So was it just these? Now, when the allegation that he posted your social security number, did that happen? When did it happen?
He did not actually post my social security number. What he did was imply that he has my social security number, which you just showed in the screenshot or the Twitter tweet that he, tweeted. He said that, I said, why are you implying that you have my social security number? I said, I'm not trying to be employed by you. Why is that something that you would need as far as a social security number and a background check are concerned? And he said, there is no implication. I do have your background check. Screenshot that. He never actually posted my actual social security number, but he said that he implied that he has it.
So how long has this been going on, and how has this impacted the both of you and your family?
It's been going on, like I said, since February 16th was the official day that he doxed me and put my picture as well as my husband's picture, our underage children's pictures out there. He has since just doggone near every day, antagonized us. That day when he actually doxed me, he changed his profile picture on Twitter to my picture. He changed his Twitter name to my name. He listed 3 cities that I have lived in. Basically, he was trying to incite people to harass me. He has since, when people have said that kids are off limits, like if you have an issue with what I was doing on my Twitter and you want to come at me, that's one thing. But to bring our underage children into it is another. And when he's questioned about that, he has several times said, F those children. Right. He changed his Twitter name to my husband's name recently in the last couple of weeks. And I mean, it's been a lot. It's mentally draining. My daughter has been under a lot of stress, having panic attacks. She knows what's going on, and it's a lot, you know. My husband.
Yeah. So let me say this. First of all, how you doing, Roland? Thank you for allowing us to come on here. There's two swim lanes here. There is spreading awareness and harassment. Darius has spewed that she had been harassing him, right? However, she was only spreading awareness to bring awareness to other women what he was doing, and she had to do it under strict anonymity, right? Because what he does is when he finds out who you are, he doxes, right? So, and then what he does is he also blocks people. So he really picked her out of a needle in a haystack, and I've said this before, that I think why he did it in the fashion that he did it, where he hit so below the belt, was because she very eloquently was stating facts, right? She was never, from my understanding and from what I've seen and from what I've researched, she was never posting lies or hypothetical things about him. It was always facts. And I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what a Darius Williams was until February 16th. I mean, again, when we were all in shutdown, from what I've been told now is that, with COVID or whatnot, he had really claimed the fame when he was, over shutdown. So in passing, she would tell me about different people that she would follow, and everybody was just at home. We had no other choice but to turn to social media. So when this all came about on February 16th, she kind of reminded me of who this guy was, but I would remember she had talked about the pattern that this one of the people that she was following would do, right? And the pattern was being disrespectful to Black women, was being, there was information about him being a scammer. If anybody opposed him, he would block them. Well, first he would ridicule, he would talk down to them, and then he would block them, right? So when this came about, light bulb popped in my head. I'm like, okay, well, this is the guy. But again, I had no clue of who he was, what he does. I mean, I'm not even in this space, right? I mean, this was when I got involved in this thing. I mean, I hadn't sent a tweet in 5 years, right? So when all of this occurred, when he had doxed us, I went ahead and I actually was, Danielle will tell you, I was like kind of irritated. I was like really irritated about it. I'm like, why are we even in this space? Like, what happened? Why are my children on the internet? Why is this guy coming at us? So I told her, I said, you know what? We're gonna shut our social media down. Let's go dark for a minute. But again, you know, he was going live. He was just ridiculing. He was ridiculing us. He was talking about, I got her kids. I got her kids' information. Tell Don Vaughn I said hello, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was literally just verbally like assaulting us over the internet.
And boasting that he figured out who I was.
Yeah, and boasting that he figured out who she was. So I'd say about, 1:30, 2 o'clock that morning, Roland, I was hot, man. I mean, I was hot. I'm like, I got too much to lose. I got a household, I got family, I got people that depend on me to, people that work for me. I can't lose it, right? But that was your first instinct. I don't know if you have children or if anybody that's watching that have children. All bets are off when children are involved, young children. And so I had to master extreme emotion because I wanted to go back to my old Detroit roots, but I couldn't. So about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, I sent my first tweet that I hadn't sent. I hadn't, because I don't tweet. I had a Twitter account, but I hadn't sent any tweets for 5-6 years. So I sent a tweet and I posted a picture of us and I says, Darius, this is Don Holland, husband of Danielle. You posted my family, you posted me. I need to understand why you did this. Please give me a call. So I'm like, you know what? If this guy, I'm going to get ahead of this guy, because I know he's used to posting telephone numbers. He's used to posting personal things. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to dox myself. So I says, I need you to give me a call. I put my personal cell phone number out there. It says 313-330-4992. I need for you to call me. So, and I think I sent a couple other tweets after that. And then the next morning, we got up, we were moving around, we're still hot, trying to figure out what we're gonna do about this. And I believe that Danielle had saw that he was live, and this guy had actually was telling his followers that, yeah, I talked to her husband, I had a conversation with him, told him what his wife was doing, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this guy is something's up with this guy. So I did another video and I says, Darius, you said that we had a conversation. You haven't.
But to rewind before that, actually, I remember I shut my Twitter down hours before the night before because I was receiving, crazy messages and stuff. So I shut my Twitter down for about 5-6 hours, and we wake up to the morning. What Don just said happened afterwards, but the first thing we saw in the morning was someone sent us an Instagram post from him saying,
that's right.
That's how you clear a BITCH out.
Yeah.
So he thought his attempt was to basically, he wanted to threaten me, he wanted to shut me up, he wanted to scare me, he wanted to send me into a dark hole somewhere. And he thought he successfully had did that. So he boastfully made a post, smiling and saying, that's how you clear a BITCH out. Right.
So now we fast forward, and then that's when the Instagram Live, he was on Instagram Live, and then he stated what he stated in regards to actually having a conversation with me. So I did a video, I tweeted my second or third tweet, and I says, Darius, you stated that you had a conversation with me. You stated that that we talked, and I says, you know what, my phone has been ringing, but it hasn't been you. I says, you have an extreme, vivid imagination. I mean, this man actually imagined an entire conversation, and he actually verbatimly read that conversation off to his followers.
Well, he didn't imagine, he lied.
Yeah, he lied, right, that's what I'm saying.
So the two of you never had a conversation, but he put it out there that he did. Have the two of you taken any action, any civil action? Have you taken anything asking to have him take things down? Has been any action have you taken against him?
Yes. As far as taking, I mean, I've gotten, I've went the route of, with with people that I know and or whatnot, where resources that I've been trying to use, we've filed a local police report. It is currently in the prosecutor's office. I'm in the discussions with the prosecutor right now on a local level here in Michigan.
Got it.
We've also had conversations with some folks in the DOJ, and it's funny that I didn't understand that this actually falls in the guidelines of Homeland Security in this matter. And we've reached out to the FBI, and naturally, we followed the process of where you report things on Twitter, you report things on Instagram, you report things on Facebook. However, that has not worked because my children's pictures are still
there
on his Twitter.
And he refuses to delete them.
And he refuses to delete them. So, and this is why, I really kind of got into this battle. Number one, I got in the battle because of my children and my family, my wife. And then number two, as I started getting into the fat meat of this whole situation, there's really no real process that's in place on the local police department level, because there was someone else that was here in Michigan that had a certain situation with him, and they had went and tried to file a police report, but the Detroit Police Department kind of just threw it out, said, you know what, you don't have a case. However, in the zip code that we live in, they are kind of like really diligent on trying to push it through. I mean, and that's the thing. I started getting into the fat meat of this. Is like, what is the real process to report somebody on a local level? Where can people go instead of like reporting it, cyberbullying on, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter? Like, what is the actual process that's in place? Which really, it's almost like it's zip code specific,
Right.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
So your complaint is still in the hands of the DA's office.
Yes,
no decision,
exactly.
And no decision has actually been made on that. Last
Correct.
question for y'all. Have y'all heard from other people who have similar complaints with regards to Darius Cooks Williams?
Absolutely. I mean, we get flooded with inboxes of people that have had situations in dealing with him. As a matter of fact, there are people that have been coming specifically in my inbox stating that they were afraid to come out because of what he does. I mean, they don't really have any, I'm not going to say they don't have a fight in them. They just necessarily don't know what to do to try to fight this whole process. So that's the thing. I'm actually trying to figure out how I could help them and what do we need to do. So it's like I'm kind of guiding the individuals
Right.
that's in my inbox on what they need to do and follow the steps and the protocols that we are trying to do, that we're doing. So yeah, we get tons of people that reach out to us saying, hey, this happened to me. Hey, this guy blocked me. Hey, this guy owes me money. Hey, what do I need to do? And that's the thing. It's like, man, I cannot really, it's like I got into the fat meat of this, and it's like, man, this guy is like a predator.
And he's currently on his best behavior, trying to issue refunds and do customer service on live because of the heat that's been under him recently, as far as, your show and the hashtag Darius Crooks on Twitter, as well as Randy Travis's Fox 5 Atlanta 2-part segment. Mm-hmm. And so, whereas people would normally get blocked or ignored when they're asking about a refund or products not received, he is on social media refunding people and answering any inquiries, whereas that's not his normal stance.
Right.
So.
And I want to touch this point back again, because his stance on his reasoning for going after Danielle was because she harassed me for 9 months. Roland, you know as well as I do that the definition of harassment and the definition of awareness is totally two different things, right? Danielle was literally spreading awareness to other women, right, about his hypocrisy. This guy is a predator to our aunts. This guy is a predator to our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters. And that's the thing. And again, she had to do it in strict anonymity because of the way he operates.
Yeah, I think in the week that I was doxxed, I was, I believe, the fourth woman that he doxxed. Or fourth, I shouldn't say woman, because it was a couple, the people that owned the Airbnb in Texas, he doxed them. He doxed myself. He doxed a young lady who did a chargeback regarding one of his Dining with Darius events. He put her private information out there as well as her brother's. And he put a young lady who he hired to do the cleaning services after one of his dinners, who he hired, I believe, off of Craigslist. He put her private information out there as well. So within a week's time, I was like the fifth person that he doxed.
Yeah.
Well, this is certainly disturbing. I've invited him several times to come on the show to discuss these allegations. Still waiting for him to accept that invitation. I do know about this court hearing for May 17th with Melanie's Ford regarding that restraining order. So we'll be covering to see what happens as well. We surely appreciate both of you joining us.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, fam, Patrol Grooming, that's right, is a men's grooming company that delivers on this promise every day to men everywhere. Everything we do, every product we make is designed to help you to present your best self. It's a promise they've kept since 1991 when they first introduced the Bump Patrol brand, the #1 men's product for smooth, bump-free shave and silky skin. Millions of customers count on their exceptional skincare products, which can be found at more than 30,000 retail stores in more than 50 countries around the world. Now you can have exceptional beard and skincare products that are as unique as you are. Fellas, as we prepare to head back out into the world as COVID restrictions are being lifted, it's time to get our groove back. So visit www.patrolgrooming.com to order Patrol Grooming Box and use the discount code #Roland30, that's #Roland30 for a 30% discount at checkout. Folks, be sure to support those that support Roland Martin Unfiltered. That includes Patrol Grooming. Folks, Black Star Network is here.
No punches.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?